Now we shall go to the types of DC motor. Based on the type of excitation given to the DC motor, we have classified into two major types, that is separately excited DC motor and self-excited DC motor. So we have separately excited DC motor here. The equivalent circuit of the circuit representation of the separately excited DC motor is written here. So this Z double Z represent the terminals of the field winding. Let this represents the field winding, okay, which have a field resistance of RF, and this is given with a supply VF, field voltage. So this is given with a supply field voltage. Due to that, a current IF, field current, will flow through the field winding. So as a result of which, the magnetic field, a constant magnetic field is produced. So this is nothing but the field circuit. Okay, this is nothing but the field circuit. What will happen when you give a constant field supply, a current, constant current IF will flow through the field winding, due to which a field flux is produced. Z double Z represents the terminals of the field winding, RF is the field resistance. Now that field is produced. Now what will happen if you switch on the armature? If you switch on the armature, so what will happen? The armature voltage, the constant armature voltage is given to the armature. How the armature is represented? A circle, two caps on it. Two caps on the upper side and the lower side. What this caps represents? That caps represents the brushes. As I said, that brushes will slide on the disc, the slip ring. So A represents the terminals. When you give the supply to the armature, a current, armature current IA flows through the armature winding. So when a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force, it starts to rotate. That is called as motoring action. In place of M, if I write G, then it is generator. Okay, this is the representation of a motor. RA is the armature resistance. So this is the field circuit and this is the armature circuit. Separately, we can say separately, a field supply is given here, armature supply is given here. Not from the common supply for both field as well to the armature is not given. If I give like that, then that is self-excited. Okay, I am giving separately. So this is a separately excited machine, separately excited DC machine. So now we shall write the equation connecting the voltages and currents in the field circuit and the armature circuit. Before that, we have to understand one important term called back EMF EB. Back EMF EB. So this back EMF plays a vital role, an important role in the performance of the DC motor. In the performance of the DC motor, how and all we shall learn now. What is the significance of this back EMF? Significance of the back EMF. So what actually the back EMF? Now we shall understand here. So when you apply a DC voltage VA here, a current IA will flow through the armature. What will happen? This armature carries that current. When a current carrying conductor placed in this magnetic field, when a current carrying conductor placed in this magnetic field, it experiences a force, it starts to rotate. When it starts to rotate, what will happen? This magnetic field cut by this armature means what? There is a change in the flux with respect to time. There is a change in the flux with respect to time. So if there is any change in the flux with respect to time, an EMF should induce. E is directly proportional to d phi by dt according to Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. So a generating action also takes place. A generating action also takes place in the motor, right? But this induced EMF EB, it is written like this, EB, its polarity is opposite to the applied voltage as per Lenz's law. As per Lenz's law, what this polarity, the induced EMF in the armature will be opposing to the applied voltage. That's why it is called as back EMF in the DC motor. So I will repeat the sentence. When you pass an armature current into the armature, so it carries a current. When this current carrying conductor placed in this magnetic field, it rotates in the magnetic field, so the armature conductors cuts the magnetic field. So when it cuts the magnetic field, what does it mean? The flux is changing with respect to time throughout the 360 degree. So when flux changes with respect to time, an EMF is induced. That is nothing but the generating action. So this EMF induced is called as back EMF. This is called back EMF because the polarity of this back EMF is opposite to that of the applied voltage according to Lenz's law. The direction of this back EMF is given by Fleming's right hand rule because it is generating. If it is motoring, then it is Fleming's left hand rule. So in the motor also there is back EMF in the back EMF induced. So generating EMF, back EMF is induced. So now what is its significance we shall learn. In the coming discussions. Before that we shall write the equation connecting the voltage and currents. So now if you apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to this loop, VA must be equal to what? VA must be equal to IA into RA, right? This is called armature resistance drop. Drop means voltage drop. Loss means power loss. Don't get confused with drop and loss. Loss is I square R, drop is IR. Okay, IA RA. So this drop plus back EMF, exactly, back EMF EB plus IARA, EB plus IARA plus BCD. What is this BCD? Brush contact resistance drop. Due to the brushes that slide on the disc of the slip ring, so there will be a contact drop. There is some drop in the voltage due to the brush contact resistance, that is BCD plus ARD. What is this ARD? Armature reaction drop. There is a phenomenon called armature reaction due to which there is a drop. What is armature reaction? That is not in the scope of your syllabus. This is nothing but armature reaction is cross magnetizing effect and demagnetizing effect that takes place in the armature. So that cross magnetizes and demagnetizes the main flux due to this due to the armature, due to the back EMF produced in the armature. So that will create a flux that cross magnetizes and demagnetizes the main flux. So due to which the amount of available flux get reduced. Okay, so that's a separate concept that is not in the scope of your syllabus. So the equation is VA is equal to IARA plus EB into EB plus BCD plus ERD. Usually I don't write this BCD and ERD unless until it is mentioned in the numerical problem, then we have to take it into consideration. Otherwise VA is equal to IARA plus EB. Okay, I will mark this as one equation. Second equation is VF must be equal to IF into RF. So IF is equal to VF divided by RF. Okay, so this is the equations connecting the separately excited DC motor. So next is self-excited DC motor. We shall learn about self-excited DC motor. What is this self-excited DC motor? It's very simple. Self-excited, as I said earlier, so self-excited means a common supply is given both to the field as well to the armature. So now I will take one common supply V that will be given for the field let this field be represented by Z, Z, Z. So, and to the armature, M, A, double A, and this is the main line current or the load current IL, and this is the field current ISH. I will mark like that, ISH or IF, anything you wish, you write it, but in this is a shunt motor, that's why I am writing ISH. SH stands for shunt current. So now this is IA, armature current. This is RSH. RSH means shunt resistance. RA is armature resistance. What is this? EB. Okay. Now, what is this type of motor? This is shunt self-excited DC motor. Self-excited DC motor. See, you can easily observe a common supply is taken to both motor and as well to the motor armature and to the field winding. So it is called a self-excited DC motor. So in particular, we have another three types in this self-excited. One is DC shunt motor, DC series motor, and last one is DC compound motor. Now what I have written here is DC shunt motor. The shunt stands for parallel means the field current, this field coil is in parallel with the armature. So see here, with respect to armature, field is connected in parallel. That's why it is called a shunt motor. It's a self-excited motor. Understood? So now we shall write the equation connecting the voltage and current. So V must be equal to what? V must be equal to again EB plus IARA plus BCD plus ARD. Right now? Yes. Now what about ISH? IL must be equal to IA plus ISH. What is armature current? IA must be equal to IL minus ISH. Okay, what is ISH? ISH is equal to V by RSH. So this is all about the connecting terms. So this is about shunt motor. So as I told already, back EMF plays an important role in the performance of the DC motor. We shall come back to that discussion by considering the DC shunt motor. What is the voltage current equation? V is equal to EB plus IARA. Okay, IARA. Multiply both the side by IA. So V into IA plus EB into IA plus IA square RA. Can I write like this? What is this V into IA? Terminal voltage into armature current. What is that? This voltage into armature current, this voltage. So what is that? That is the power output. Sorry, power input. What is EB into IA? EB into IA is a mechanical electrical equivalent of the mechanical power output. EB into IA is electrical equivalent of mechanical power output plus what is IA square RA? IA square RA is the losses, the copper loss in the armature. So this is the losses. So losses plus output is equal to power input. What is a motor? Motor should give the mechanical output. Rotating action should take place. That will be coupled with any load, lathe, rotating pump, anything pump, centrifugal pumps, anywhere you can connect. So that is mechanical power should come. What is the equivalent electrical in terms of electrical? How I can write EB into IA? So this is input. Input is equal to output plus losses. This equation is called as power balance equation. Power balance equation. Power balance equation. So now what we can say, the mechanical power output is mainly depends upon EB into IA, na? Electrical equivalent of mechanical power. So EB increases. If EB increases, what will happen? The mechanical power conversion increases. The available mechanical power there increases. If EB decreases, the mechanical power, if the load to drive the motor, the maximum power that developed decreases. Okay, if EB increases, mechanical power developed increases. If EB decreases, mechanical power developed decreases. So at the standstill means the motor is not at run. So what will happen? EB must be equal to, so there is one more formula in the DC generator. There you will derive for generated EMF. This is also nothing but generated EMF, right? EB is also generated EMF. What that generated EMF in the generator is given by, that is the proof for this is not there in the scope of your syllabus, so I don't include that. Just I will write the formula for it. You also can remember the formula. Okay, EB is equal to 5ZNP divided by 60A. Okay, what is phi? Phi is nothing but flux per pole. Z is the number of armature conductors. What is this N? N is equal to speed of the armature in RPM, not in RPS. RPN. M means revolutions per minute. Okay. P means number of poles. A means number of parallel paths. Okay, this is not current. So number of parallel paths. If it is a lap winding, I have told you A is equal to P. If it is a wave winding, A is equal to 2. These things you have to remember, and you have to